What's up, everybody? Welcome. Get my kitchen out the way. YouTube, what's up? I'm always adjusting myself like after. Hello, everybody. It's Miss G here. 50 Shades of Glow on YouTube and Africa awaits. Let me fix this. Sorry. We trying to get myself together, child. Trying to get myself together. How is everyone? Welcome. Welcome to Africa Awaits and 50 Shades of Glow. We are talking about Africa. We are talking about Burundi. We are talking about Burundi. And I apologize, who's that? Hey, Miss Bonita. I'm going to pre apologize because it looks like my phone is acting up. So I apologize, y'all. Hi, welcome. We are talking about Burundi, honey. And Burundi, I'm just going to get right on into it. I want to welcome everyone that may be new here to the channel. My name is Gloria Glow, Miss G. Whenever you met me, is who you call me. I am an avid traveler. I'm an avid 50 plus traveler. I'm an avid solo traveler. I love traveling, and I have really fell in love with the continent of Africa. So I used to get a lot of questions about travel in Africa. We have been so brainwashed to think that Africa was a certain way, just like some Africans brainwashed that America's a certain way. So now we are able to explore. So I said, you know what? Let me just get on and let's just talk about it. So that's where the title came from. So we have grown. I'm so excited, and I want to thank everyone that Carol, I want to thank everyone that is going on this journey because it's some serious times here in the United States. So we have some thinking to do, and I'm glad that we have a platform where we can do our own research and we're not getting fed by the powers that be. And we could start to get informed, uh, get educated, and make uh, some really thought provoking decisions. So I'm glad that y'all are here, and I want to thank y'all. I want to thank y'all over in Africa. Ways y'all are awesome. I put the group together, and the group is doing its own thing. I'll be looking, I'm like, oh, that's a cute post. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Africa. So I love it. And I want to thank you. We are a community. We're learning from each other and building on. That's what we need. We do not need to be crutched by anyone else. Uh, so we don't realize how resilient and how strong we are, but we've just been in a mindset thinking that the white man is going to come to save us when we've been saving him the whole time. So I'm not going to go too much down that rabbit hole. All I'm going to do is talk some facts, and we are going to talk about Burundi. Burundi. Dean, hello. LaQuisha, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back, my Glow Tribe. Yes, we are doing the hour power today. I originally said that I would do half an hour. Never happens. But anyway, we are going to get into talking about Burundi. Has anyone heard of Burundi before? Has anyone heard of Burundi or know where Burundi is located? Well, I like to give you a little quiz to wake up your mind a little, to wake up your mind. Do y'all know where Burundi is on the continent? And have you heard of Burundi? YouTube, my people out there, my YouTube people are usually international. So, has anyone heard of Burundi? Okay, so let's get into Burundi. All right, Burundi is another, as as I said, and I apologize, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my connection on my phone. It's tripping, so I apologize. Don't drop, don't hang up. Kaden, how are you? Um, so as we see, Africa is just a gift that keeps on giving. I say that every night because each of the countries we visit, it's just something cool and new about every single country. So here we are, Burundi. Okay, Burundi is a tiny, tiny country. It's only like 28,000 28,000 kilometers. I don't know what kilometers is in miles or whatsoever, but it's a small country. And but it has a lot of people. It has 13 million people, but a lot of the people are like out in the bush, in the rural areas. Um, there's two major areas, right? So the two major areas is Bujumbura, okay, and people think that Bujumbura is the capital. It's not, but it's the most popular um, city. Does a lot of business and everything. So people assume that Bujumbura is the capital. It's not. It's Jatega. That's the capital. So those are the two major places. So Burundi, of course, um, just like, and remember, Africa, they call it the motherland for a reason. It's not a tagline. It's not a like a little meme. Africa is the motherland for a reason. So Burundi from 1000 CE. Now I know what before Christ. I know BC, right? Before Christ, after Christ. CE. Does any Kaden, could you tell me? You're the youngest one in the group. What is CE to time? So Burundi is back to 1000 CE. Okay. I always like, for my new people, I like to give a little history so we can have the mindset and appreciate fast forward where we are now. Okay. I like to give like a little history. So it spans back to that. And the tribe then and was a kingdom. Common era. What does that mean? What does the common era mean? I don't know. I know before Christ, after Christ, common era. I don't know. So but Burundi was a kingdom. We don't come from slaves, y'all. We come from kings and queens. As I saw in a post that our history is not slave history. Slavery interrupted our history. We came from kingdoms. And to also share with y'all, and y'all just ponder on it, we were born in this country. So we fighting and all of that stuff for decades and decades and decades and decades. What did Martin Luther King really mean when he said, I'll meet you in the promised land? We need to get to the promised land because the U.S. had not been promising. The U.S. hasn't been promising for real. Okay. But yeah, we were born in the United States. but we are from the motherland, Africa. Most of us don't know where they picked our ancestors up, but anyone that is melanin TJ, hey there. Anyone with melanin, we are from the continent of Africa. Why am I looking so low? I'm sorry, y'all, on YouTube. I'm looking really low. I am sorry. All right, so I have some feedback for what is CE. So CE, AD is the Christian terminology, but CE is the secular terminology, but they mean the same thing. Okay, so 1,000 years after Christ. Nazinga, how are you? Welcome. Okay, so 1,000 years after Christ, the tribe that was I don't want to say in power, it was just a tribe, and it was the Twaha. I do it every time. Sorry. The Twaha tribe, right? So they were there, and I'm going to break it down. So then, as time went on, the Hutus, and the Tutsis. The Hutus and the Tutsis are very big in our African culture. We have heard of the Hutus and the Tutsis, unfortunately, in a negative manner when they're fighting, but are one. They are two of the tribes that go back and back very far to where what's that other tribe? I know it's the Hutus, the Tutsis, and it's another tribe that when I do my research, they're always like a original tribe. It starts with a B. I forgot the name. But anyway, so it was the Twas. It's not a Twahas, and then the Hutsi Tutsis, right? At that time, the Hutus and the Tutsis and the Twa, they had a kingdom, right? So here come the people, right? So the Germans came in, okay, came in, put once change everything around, put them in Christianity when they had their own tribal religions and everything like that, changed it around. All right. So they were they flipped it. They were under German rule whatsoever when they was kings and kingdoms, and the people come and, make them slaves. Okay. They was minding their business and they came in. Now they did do a couple of little things to improve, but I think it was for their comfort. But it was interesting. Um, they kept the Africans, the Twahas, yeah, Hutus, Tutsis, um, uh, against each other, right? Um, and then the cousin, when the Germans kind of diluted, here come the folks from Belgium. All of them was messy, honey. They was messy. The Africans there were minding their darn business, and the Germans and the Belgians came in, stirring stuff up, keeping them divided. And then that's when they got the fighting over land, fighting over religion, fighting over who better than each other, fighting over who is, connected to the white man more. That's where all the messy stuff started. Okay. So in between all that time, and again, like I tell y'all, history repeats itself. This is solo. Yeah, history repeats itself because they were fighting each other while the Germans and the European folks, stirred the pot, kept set up a divisiveness for the folks to go against each other. And in the whole time, they're benefiting, but the um the Africans are not getting educated like the Germans and the Belgian people that was in that area. So they were, for lack of a better word, ignorant, and only knew how to do certain things, or being told by the white oppressors that they needed to do this and do that to survive. So that's where the constant uh, coups and the genocide, it was genocide there, bad. It was genocide. And I wouldn't be talking about, when I've done my research on the countries that I'm talking about from now on, pretty much. I may drop a couple in, just to give information on if there's anything trending. But the countries that I'm talking about now, these are countries that you can also not just travel to, but you can also live in. There's some countries that I won't mention at all because you can't travel there and you definitely can't live there. Okay. They don't want anybody there. So, it's because they're fighting or some political upheaval whatsoever. But Burundi had all of those things. Burundi had um, constant genocide for several decades. Several decades. They did finally get their independence from Belgium, but they still struggled. And since it was such a division amongst the Africans, they still fought each other, and they still felt a type of way against each other. Um, Fast forward to 2000, I think it's 2002, 2000, 2002, late 90s, 2002, when they had a formal government, a democratic government. They finally got to that point. They had a democratic government. They did vote in his name. His last name is Caesar, and he served. I think he's still serving now, I believe, but he served for several decades, and his quest was to unite the Burundian people, even though it was the different tribes and, things, they had PTSD, things had happened. He made it a point to bring peace and stability to Burundi. And that's the direction where it is now. Now, on the other side, you will see, I guess, the African poverty that that the media wants to show us. There's some of it there, but when they say that, I always side eye, because not having food there, or being poor there, I guess you would say that. But poor is so relative, because because the average salary is like under $600 for the year, and that's real good money, to by the way. But you cannot have money. Not having money here or being poor in the United States is totally different when you're in another country, or in Africa, because in Africa you have your resources, you have chickens, you have goats, you know, you have livestock that you can get things from. You have the land. Now with Burundi, they did run into issues because they had droughts, a lot of droughts. So that um, you know compromised the people that were in the bush, that was depending on food. It was, nothing to really grow food. So um the country, the it's the country is made up of, even though it's real small, is made up of mountains, hills, lakes, plateaus, savannah, the savannah, just beautiful. So if you are just an off the grid nature person, you just want to literally just chill and just turn off the craziness from the world, this place is perfect. So I would actually give this probably about a four handbags, because, and the reason not five is because it's the feedback that I have received. The feedback that I have received is like doing business. um it's still like a herders type of mentality. So that's why they want and they get excited no matter. Don't listen to whatever you see on what's on YouTube or wherever, that Africans don't want African Americans over in their country. Please. We are like damn rock stars. Seriously. They are just so, because one, they think they're rich, that we got money. And I tell them in a second, I'm black like you in this world. Only the Mazungos got the money. Okay, got the real money. I'm black like you in this world. I just live in the US. And that's and that, you know what? I'm gonna give y'all a hat. When y'all traveling, when y'all are going over to the other countries, say that right from the beginning when you meet people, because they will come and give you a sad story and, say they mama sick and, they kids don't have any uniforms for school. That's why I started with the uniform thing. I got caught up in that, but still some of it is true, but you're going to get some sad stories, and everybody got a sad story for you. And just be like, child, I know I be struggling too. Let me tell you how much my bills are in the United States. And this is USD. Let me tell you this and this and this. And they start backing up. They're like, I don't want to hear that. I thought you rich. No, 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 not by a long shot. So start off with that. Tell them your bills. And they will back off. That's a trick. That's a hack. That's a trick. That, not a trick. Use that. Or they will beg and beg and beg and beg and beg. Okay. And ladies, y'all get love bomb, honey. Okay. Y'all will get love bomb until the deal is done. So just keep your eye on the prize. Just little hacks. Okay. Who this? Keisha. Hello. How are you? Ibrahima Benz from Gambia. I'm telling you, my YouTube, they be international. What time is it in Gambia? Ibrahima, what time is it in Gambia? Welcome. Okay, so just a little bit on that. That was a tip, y'all. Y'all thank me later. So it was interesting, all that, and the Belgium and the German people never allowed, Courtney, hello, never allowed the Africans to get educated. And the young people don't understand why we push education. They don't want us to know how to read, educate, anything. So that just instilled ignorance, and that fueled a lot of the conflict, because they didn't know, they weren't educated, their minds weren't open. Okay. So, but Caesar has brought some peace. The country is moving forward. They have a GDP right about a little under 4 million. Now they want to I've heard in a lot of places that they call it the poorest country. No, no. In the bush, okay, but in a lot of African countries, you're gonna see the bush, and you're gonna see people, everyday people living in mud houses with makuti roofs and going to outhouse. That's very regular in the villages, on the thing. But guess what? We want to be like, ooh, okay. But guess what? They family own hundreds of acres of that land. That's their land, not rented, not that's their land. So they can live in their hut or whatever, or take 10 years to build a house, but that's their land. Okay, that's their land. So it's different, poor being poor and not making it in the United States compared to poor in the continent, because at least in the continent and other places in the Caribbean, you have a community. The United States have taught us. 2:27 a.m. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming on. When Gambia comes, I want you to come and talk about Gambia. Um, it's so separate and all the man for itself. So that's why we have so much homelessness, and then the homelessness really is a result of people not being able to cope. So it's a mental illness, and you have the homelessness, but it's a different thing. When you go to the continent, you can not make any money, but you're still eating because you have resources. And talking about resources, there are resources there. They're on the east also. That was a question at the beginning of the live, exactly where it was, and has anybody heard of Burundi? So Burundi is on the east side, but it's still touching like the the Democratic Republic of Congo, right? It does have waterways, and it's on the coast. It's on the beach. So I know back in the day it was probably some transatlantic slave trade going on. All of the coast had that, places on the coast. Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, so it's about 13 million people in the entire country, but it's a little less than a million. So like 800,000 in Bunjabura. That's the place. If you want to go now, Jatega, Jatega. Y'all know I destroyed. I practice, and when I get on, I go in a blank. I tear these I tear these words up. One of my people on YouTube yesterday kept telling me, you pronounced Captain Ibrahim's last name wrong. I said, I'm sorry, but you should be on my. I pronounce everything wrong. I try though. Okay, I respect the name, but anyway, so it's 800,000 people in the city of Buj, Bujamora, Bujamora. I know I messed that up, but and how it breaks down to today, it's still Hutus and Tutsis, tribes still there in 2024. And the Hutus make up about 85% of the population there. And then the Tutsis, 14%. They mostly are Christians. Uh, the Twajas, Tiwas, Twajas. Um, they still practice also, but it's a very small percentage. And their tribe is the indigenous, the original, the indigenous way from Burundi's existence. It's about 2% to 4% Islamic. So, this is for people that, you know, would rather be around a Christian, society, because some African countries, the predominant religion is Islamic, right? So their language is Kirundi. That's obviously the country's language, and then French. And on the east side, they speak Swahili. A lot of folks speak Swahili because they're sitting on like the Tanzania side. So they have that Swahili, but their national languages are Kirundi and French. Okay. Another great thing I didn't even get to, I missed a couple of things. The city, even though it's totally natural, it's not, but they party, they turn up, they party. Don't sleep on that. They party, but it's Africa. Africa know how to throw a party, honey. But the city is a very well planned city. I have to give this city, that's why I scored it so well, because with all of the issues that it's had and the strife, the resiliency that they're able to be a very clean, very organized, very well planned city. So if you're not looking for too much like fluff, you just want a place where, this is great for retirees that just want to chill, and you have everything there. So if you hike, if you walk, if you like the outdoors, if you just want to sit outside and hear the birds chirping for hours, this is the place for you. This is the place for you. If you're a beachy person, like I'm a beachy chick, I love the beach. I want to always be near the beach. This is the place for you. Burundi has all of it. It has a beach. It has the mountains. It has the lakes. It has the hills. It has the savannah. It has everything. Very small. Very small. Minding his business. No drama. There's no drama in the when you hear that a city is well planned, clean, the people are respectable, is very well organized. That means, because that all comes from the top, is usually no um, there are very little to no corruption at the top. So that's something to think about. You can go as I said, it's just all natural beauty. So you have the Cabrera National Park, and the beach, of course. Their exports, that they make money. They're big in agriculture. So people that are in the agribusiness or agriculture, um, it's that is their main money maker. Coffee, tea, cotton. What people like about it, the nature, the birds, it's chill, but it's still exciting because they do take the time to party, turn up. Um, the temperature is warm year round. You have the beach year round. The opportunities that you have, like with most of the countries, this is a country folks are sleeping on. It's a secret. It's one of the best kept secrets, and I'm going to tell you, it's probably it's probably 30 best kept secrets as far as countries to visit or live. It's about 30 best kept secrets in Africa from what I am seeing, what we're seeing. So, you know, we've all this week we've found different countries, yeah, that we found. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for your stars, Miss Ernestine. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Um yeah, so it you have the opportunity to open your business. So if you are in the United States and you have a business you want to do, but you just got to jump through so many flipping hoops. I was going to wait to open my business when I got over to the continent, but I had to shift some things, and I'm telling you, it will take months for you to build, because you got to get your LLC, then you got to get your EIN, then you got to get your bank account, then you got to, it's all of these levels to get your business going. And then if you want to put your business, is my phone getting hot? I think my phone is getting hot. Sorry about that. Sorry about that on the YouTube side. Sorry about that, y'all. I think my phone was getting hot. So I put it in another spot. I'm not leaning it on my computer. I think the heat from the computer and the phone messes it up. But so I apologize. So you have the opportunity now to put your business where you want, do your business the way you want, and you have flexibility. And since it's not so expensive, you're not paying ridiculous rent, you can actually have a business and grow. Let me tell y'all something. I was thinking about this today, and many people have said this. Economists have said it. Akon has been preaching it, even though, Akon City went left. He still has contributed a lot of his own money into making Africa a better place, in Senegal and stuff like that. And he's not just keeping it for himself. He is trying to tell the Black folks in the diaspora, y'all need to come over to Africa, because y'all dreams will come true in a place where people look like you. And we get it. We get it, because all of us are from the same place. All of us are, that's why we get it. We can connect like so easily, and we don't understand why. I get so many people that's gone to the continent, and it doesn't matter where. They could have gone to South Africa, Rwanda, Kenya, anywhere, Ghana, and everyone comes back and has the same response, that they just felt so connected. And it's a reason. It's a reason. So Akon said, this is the time. Now is the time. Now, it doesn't have to be now in, 2025, but that would be the best situation. But if you have a plan and say, okay, I met a young lady in the grocery store. She said her and her husband, they have a 3-year plan planned out. They got a 3-year plan. 3-year plan is good. And people may think, well, I'm just going to weigh it out until he get out of office. You look what he's done in the first week. He gonna push this country right into a war, like a bad war. A bad war. Do y'all want to be here for that? Do y'all want to be here for that? And you don't have to move. People think, oh my God, I'm gonna move and never come back. No, but don't be around. This is not good for your mental health. All of us are walking around with PTSD for real, but we have learned over decades to deal with it, to deal with it, that we get up. Sorry about that, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my phone. My phone is getting hot and then it like cuts off. I apologize. So we have just learned, the African American person has just learned to deal with it, but still it is still traumatic, and we have PTSD, and we function with it every day, but we learn how to function, but we have the options. We have the options. So I hope everyone has their passport. I hope everyone renews their passport, because anything could happen. Anything could happen, and y'all need to be ready instead of get ready, because the get ready is not going to work. Not at this moment. Get ready was like 2 years ago. We need to be ready right now. And I know that all of us are here. Who it is? Yeah, all of us are here. Yeah, I don't know. It's been happening from the beginning. I think my phone is hot. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. I apologize though to the folks on Facebook. But um have a plan. Even if you say, okay, well, I'm going to rent my house out for 2 years or a year, and I'm going to go. I have a friend. He has a house in DC. When 45 was president, he actually left pretty much the whole 4 years. He was back and forth, but he probably hit almost every country, him and his wife. So, you know, the more we sit here and sulk in it, it's just not good for our mental health. And everybody here got issues. We taking some type of pill to calm my nerves, to this, to that. You go to the continent, you forget about your pills. You start looking different, everything, because you eating different, you're ingesting. I don't care if it's physical or mental, it's a difference. Okay, so let me get back. What time is it? 45. Okay. Thank you for being part of the Hour of Power. I hope y'all got the step-by-step travel and repatriation book. Is brand new. It is a combination of my experience and my research, professional experience of doing a step-by-step. It spans over 12 months to help you plan to um, help you move out of the country. And I made it for Africa, but you can use that for any place you want to go. Any place you want to go. Because some people don't want to take a 18 or 20-hour trip. I get it. I get it. All right. But it is opportunities in business to improve the business structure there. Because, since it's a small place, the small mindset whatsoever, and they are trying to build, and it seems like their leader is pretty cool, and they would like improvement. All right, so let me see. It says not me. I haven't seen it. Where do I find it? Oh, it's down in the link. It's down in the link. I'll send you the link later. It's on the website if you go to the store, or you can get it Gumroad or Etsy too. Move to Africa at Gumroad, and Etsy is, you can also get it, and then you can just go to my website, glampluxtravels.com, and in the store you can get it. But I'll send anybody a link that's interested. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. We always getting down to that nitty gritty, okay, of living as an expat. And I uh, checked out several expats that live in Burundi, and they say they really, really liked it. The people were friendly. Everything was kicked back, chill. They really had, and they felt comfortable. They felt that they can be themselves. It wasn't all the pressure like if you were in some other bigger cities. That was the consensus of what everyone says. You too, thank you. Ibrahima, thank you so much. Ibrahima Benj from Gambia. We're going to have him on. We're going to have him on when we talk about Gambia. All right. So here we go. Here go the good stuff, y'all. Here go the good stuff. Okay. So for one bedroom, one person, one bedroom, it is about $213 a month. Utilities, not a utility. Utilities are about $12 a month. This is for one bedroom, one or two people. Okay. Eggs and milk. Eggs and milk. Sorry. Eggs and milk. Sorry, you two people. Sorry there. Hi, y'all. Eggs and milk are a bit high because since they have a tendency to have drought sometimes, um, the animals struggle, everything like that. So they have to import the eggs and milk. So those prices are a bit higher. It's like $3, $3 for milk if you buy it in the grocery store. But if you have your own livestock, it's basically free. Okay. Transportation dirt cheap, like 30 cents, 30 USD. Okay. For a bike, a Buddha Buddha, that's what you call in Kenya, but a bike, and then monthly is like for a bus pass, monthly is about $17. And internet has been the cheapest that I have seen anywhere so far. It's only $20 to get your internet. Also, another thing that is pretty, um, it's getting more and more standard in Africa, because Africa, a lot of the countries have 24, well, 12-month, 24 hours, 7 day a week, the same type of climate except for the rainy season. So, solar is very big. So, what people try to do, and these are for people that plan on buying land and building. And we're going to talk about, I'll probably do a live or talk about buying land. Y'all got to be real careful with that. Just real careful with that. I can't stress that enough. Make sure you have your lawyer and a licensed, reputable realtor. That's all I got to say as far as getting land, because getting land is not as easy as you think. Okay, because the a lot of times the country has laws about foreigners buying land, because what they want to avoid is the colonizers coming back and buying up all the land and taking it away from Africa. So be very careful that buying land cheap, because it's a lot of times a setup, and knowing that you're from another country, you're not going to be back and they'll sell that property 20 times over. So just another little tip, another little tip. All right, so that's for one or two people. $200 rent for one bedroom. All right, so for a family of four, it gets even better. Like this cost of living is probably one of the lowest that I've seen. And to be quite honest, their monthly income is higher than a lot of countries. So I don't understand where they're saying this is the poor, but a lot of research I saw, they call almost every country the poorest country in Africa, and it's not. It may be not money, but they got more resources, than us. We got to buy everything. So, what else? Okay, so a family of four, uh, a 3 bedroom is $470. Average $470, and this is in the city center. In the city, if you go on the outskirts, it's like under $300. It's like 250 a month for a 3 bedroom. For a 3 bedroom, okay. Um, if you wanted to build a house, okay, if you had land you want to build, expect to spend approximately about 120 to $300 a square foot. Now, that is all in, all in, all in. Not just like the frame and the basics. That's all in to finish a house. All right. What else? Um, the flights. Yeah, the flights. So yeah, so that's for, and then the utilities are the same. The utilities are, milk, eggs, blah 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 blah, and the utilities is the same. That's why I didn't like repeat it. So visa, yes, you need a visa before you get there. They don't do visa on arrival. You have to apply for a visa before you get there. It's pretty straightforward. And again, like I always tell y'all, we're blessed by default to be Americans and have an American passport that makes it so much easier. We usually can get our passports approved within a couple of days, where some countries it could take weeks or months, and or they deny it. So again, I always say that we are for it, even though we having a hard time. We are very valuable to the world, not to our country, but to the world. That's what I have, had a little take on it. Um, so the flights up average about 800 to about 1400, depending on what season you go. And that's leaving out of Dulles. I always, when I do the flights, I always just have Dulles. Okay. Um, what do you do to chill and sustain this lifestyle? So if you don't have your savings, your pension, social security, your military check, and you're not living on uh, passive income, you can, if you want to still work while you're there. It was a young man. He works in IT, and he's a consultant. So he goes and he helps businesses um, really form and into a business. So consultants are really, really good in business, finance, all of that there in these emerging and growing cities. Um, NGO, I told you I don't sleep on them NGOs. So an NGO consultant gets paid the in the supposedly third world countries, okay? An NGO, that's a government non-government organization, like the Peace Corps and stuff along that line, supposedly doing humanitarian work. They get paid up to like 3 grand a month and housing. Yeah. Healthcare is a need, doctors, nurses, all of that. And since I mentioned earlier, agriculture, agribusiness is very big. If you have the experience and then you come, you can partner on a farm and really start to do some big things. And then last, but no, education, 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 education. You know, I never miss education. Education, being a teacher, have to. Okay. And then last but not least, tourism and hospitality. So if you want to go over there and do buy a house, if you buy a house for 70,000, okay, or if you have the money to do a big house, and you can do a spa, you can have your Airbnb and make it a little boutique hotel, and since you're not on the grind working, you can really put a lot into it. So yeah, you can do tourism, you can do the tours, you can, because when you go on the excursions, the people that's giving you the tour, they're just folk that put an ad or put their position in Groupon or Viator, and that's what they do on their off time or full time, and that's a business that you can do. Go around and talk to people about the area, and coming from the US, you can have a business that caters to folks from the diaspora. So it's so many things that you can do in tourism. There is wide open, because Burundi is literally, we thought the other places was ground floor. Burundi is literally ground floor, literally ground floor. So that's all for tonight. I want to thank y'all. I want to thank everyone in Africa Awaits on Facebook, and everyone in YouTube, 50 Shades of Glow, Lifestyle for the 50 plus and fabulous, honey. We're not retiring no freaking Florida no more. Okay. We going back to mama. Mama calling us. Mama calling us. But I want to thank all of y'all for being part of the Hour of Power. We have called it the Hour of Power because what? Knowledge is power. And guess what? Africa is the power. Uh, that was corny. That was corny. But anyway, yes, Hour of Power. So I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. And tomorrow, what am I doing? Who am I doing tomorrow? Who am I doing? Tomorrow is Thursday, right? Tomorrow's Thursday. Okay, Thursday. I'm old school. On my phone, please. No, I'm straight old school. I write everything down. On tomorrow, I believe February. I'm in January. February 6th. February 6th. Tomorrow we're talking about Chad. Chad, the land of the gold. But we know that Africa gold, but Chad takes it to a whole nother level. I saw the coolest thing, that they had a gold shirt that they made. Like, not just, so you see like this would be all like real gold. And they had like all these gold pieces, these necklaces, but it was almost a shirt, and it was made out of 18 karat gold. And in Chad, since the gold is so, I'll talk to y'all about tomorrow. So put a comment in the chat or DM me if you would like to get the step-by-step repatriation guide, or any, since y'all are on the live, I would like to give y'all a gift, complimentary, free. It's usually not, of an itinerary to go to Burundi. So just DM me. I know I'm backed up, but with itineraries, but send me a message and your email, and I will send you a itinerary for coming on, learning and exploring and being a great person, and really handling business. So that's my gift from me to you. All right. So I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all so much for being part of the Hour of Power at Africa Awaits, Travel and Repatriation, and on 50 Shades of Glow. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Take care. Bye.